right here is the quintessential chopper, in my opinion. And the customer has just been an absolute joy to work with. He comes in every week, checks on his progress. This is probably one of the most intense bikes that we're in process of building. So this is for a local guy that came to us and was very adamant about using a Sugar Bear sprayer. This is a very unique front end made by a genius named Sugar Bear. And what makes it unique is his take on the rocker part of the Springer. But it's very challenging to retrofit or make a frame that's going to fit that. We were lucky enough to score this Sugar Bear front end, but the customer, he wanted as many things made in South Dakota as possibly could be made. He just wanted to keep it as local as he could. So we went to work. And this frame started out as a bunch of just DOM tubing on the floor. And it was pretty crazy how Clay and I did it. We put the front wheel on the Springer and we rigged it up to a piece of a frame, an old neck that we had. And then we rigged it up actually on my English wheel. And we kept raising and lowering it and changing the angle and kept measuring the trail to make sure that we got it right. And I actually was fortunate enough to talk to Bear and tell him what we did and what the rake and dimensions of the frame were. And he's, "No, son, you did it right." And that felt pretty good, actually, to have a chopper legend like Sugar Bear tell us that we were doing it right. Like, never gonna forget that phone call. But this has so many Deadwood Custom Cycles handmade parts on it, it's just crazy. We have a S&S knucklehead 93 cubic inch engine. We have a Baker 6 4 transmission and the Sugar Bear front end and the wheels, but pretty much the rest is all us. It does have a BDL belt drive on the other side that makes it so that we can use a 1990 to 06 style starter, which is going to be reliability in electric starting. But these are my signature, if you will, handlebars. I don't know, I had this idea in my head like 20 some years ago for a set of handlebars. And I just never seen anybody make a set of handlebars like this before. But they're cool because you can make them in such a different variety to custom fit to people. Because when it's all said and done, you can change the angle up, angle down, where the bars are, and angle as far as they come back. You can change the crossbar. There's just so many different things that you can do. But this set bolts into the Sugar Bear. I made these little brass lowers right here just to bring them up, and of course to give it a little bit of style. Clay, my good friend and fellow fabricator, made this gas tank basically from scratch. With this bike, we're using pretty much all the best stuff, right? We're using hog halters, hand controls, hog halters, forward controls, hog halters, brake calipers. We made the seat pan from scratch. The fender is a lead sleds modified. All this sissy bar backrest is all us from scratch. Oil tank, battery box, the support bracket for the starter. Fab Kevin made me that dual caliper bracket, and then we got two of them and actually machined one down and modified it together and just doing some really cool stuff. So we're getting pretty close on this one. Like, it's super close to being done. I got a lot of brass to turn on the lathe. And so we do, this is what happens when you get towards the end. Like, you start making your punch list, your hit list, but we always end up writing it on the side of the gas tank, and then you just start crossing it off as you get things done. But we custom did the top motor mount, custom did the carb support. There's just all kinds of one-off custom parts. If you can't see it right now, but there's a really unique custom little electronics box down here that we're gonna have everything hidden. But at the same time, the bikes have to be serviceable. I did a bike one time for myself, and I built this crazy exhaust that came through and went around the left side of the bike, and the exhaust pipes went right by the clutch. And it was super cool. Everybody thought it was just the neatest thing in the world. And it was really cool, until you had to adjust the clutch and you had to take the freaking exhaust off, which took 3 hours to take it on and off. So a simple 20-minute clutch adjustment turned into a 4-hour ordeal. So I learned a lot from that. Whereas the bikes, as cool as they look, they have to be able to be worked on, and you have to be able to make sure that you can do everything you need to do long after the build's done. What we're working on right now is just a very unique little tail light apparatus here. Dan just fabricated this up, and we're going to put tail lights in here. We're going to sink this in a little bit more. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge, like figuring out, you know, how we're going to get the wiring to where you can't find it, but I got a plan. I don't know if it's going to work, but I got a plan. So there's a start. There's that. We'll just start with that. But it's going to be cool when it's all said and done. Like and subscribe if you know what's good for you.